Welcome to another explosive edition of Entertainment News, where we dive deep into the glittering yet gritty world of British television drama. Today, we're unpacking a sensational story that's got the tabloids and social media in a frenzy. Piers Morgan kicked off loose women after fiery exchange with Denise Welch. Imagine this: the studio lights blazing hot, the audience buzzing with anticipation, and two of TV's most unfiltered firebrands going head-to-head in a clash that's equal parts intellectual sparring and personal vendetta. Piers Morgan, the silver-haired provocateur known for his no-holds-barred rants on Good Morning Britain and his own talk TV show Uncensored, steps onto the set of Loose Women, ITV's long-running daytime powerhouse where women rule the conversation with wit, wisdom, and a healthy dose of cheek. Denise Welch, the Bolton-born powerhouse who's been a staple on the panel since 2005, sits there with her trademark candor, ready to defend her turf. This isn't just any guest appearance, it's a powder keg waiting for a spark, rooted in years of simmering tension that dates back to heated debates over everything from COVID-19 policies to mental health advocacy and even the royal family. Our story begins in the hallowed halls of ITV Studios, where Loose Women has been a beacon for bold female voices since its launch in 1999, tackling taboos from menopause to politics with unapologetic flair. Piers, fresh off his dramatic 2021 exit from GMB after questioning Meghan Markle's mental health struggle, a move that polarized the nation, has always positioned himself as the anti-woke crusader, unafraid to call out what he sees as hypocrisy. Denise, a survivor of her own battles with depression and addiction, has built her career on authenticity, often using her platform to champion mental health causes while not shying away from clapping back at critics. The episode in question, aired in a fictional yet feverishly plausible 2025 special titled Clash of the Titans, was meant to be a light-hearted reunion, perhaps discussing current affairs like the ongoing cost of living crisis or the latest celebrity scandals. But as soon as Piers saunters in, mic in hand, smirking that signature smirk, the air thickens with unspoken history. The panel Denise, flanked by regulars like Nadia Sawalha and Jane Moria, greets him with polite applause, but Denise's eyes narrow, a silent promise of fireworks to come. Host Christine Lampard introduces the segment. Today, we're thrilled to welcome back Piers Morgan for a candid chat on media ethics and personal redemption. Thrilled? Maybe for the ratings. Piers launches in with his usual bombast, praising Loose Women as a glorious bastion of free speech before pivoting to jabs at cancel culture's stranglehold on honest debate. The audience chuckles nervously, sensing the undercurrent. Denise, ever the straight shooter, leans forward, her voice steady but laced with steel. Piers, love, free speech is grand until it silences voices like Meghan's or mine when we speak on mental health. Boom of the first shot fired. What follows is a masterclass in televised tension, where every word is a weapon, every pause a battlefield. As the exchange escalates, producers in the control room exchange worried glances, knowing this could either be Emmy Gold or a PR nightmare. But let's rewind a bit to understand the bad blood. Their feud isn't new, it ignited in 2020 during the pandemic's early days. Denise appeared on This Morning, passionately arguing against what she called government scaremongering over COVID numbers, urging calm amid rising cases. Eamon Holmes, hosting, had to interject with a firm calm down. Denise, as her fervor peaked. Piers, watching from GMB, didn't hold back, tweeting that dumb, deluded, and dangerous COVID deniers like Denise Welch need to stop being given airtime. Ouch. Denise fired back, challenging him to find one instance where she denied the virus, accusing him of lying to his massive following. Nadia jumped in, defending her co-star and shading Piers' own mental health commentary. It was Twitter Armageddon, with hashtags like #TeamDenise and #PiersUnfiltered trending for days. Fast forward to 2022. And the embers reignite over vaccines. Piers, once a staunch pro-jab advocate, admitted on his show that the shots didn't stop transmission as hoped, calling his prior hardline stance logical in hindsight. Denise, who'd been branded a COVIDiot by him, exploded on social media. "Are you absolutely effing joking, Piers? You scaremongered, terrified people, called us murderers." She listed his sins of bullying, harassment, homework undone, Piers blocked her, citing mental health protection with laughing emojis, urging be kind. The irony wasn't lost on anyone, especially Denise, a 30-year mental health ambassador who'd fought stigma her whole career. By 2023, the barbs flew over ITV's Viper's Nest, with Piers slamming the network post Philip Schofield's exit, calling out vile, spiteful hypocrites like Denise who preach kindness but spew abuse online. Denise, undeterred, hit back on Prince Harry coverage, slamming Piers for bumping off narratives against the Sussexes. Their 2012 Life Stories interview, where Denise bared her soul, now feels like ancient history overshadowed by mutual disdain. Back to our explosive episode. As the debate heats up on loose women, Piers retorts to Denise's mental health dig, "Darling, I've been kinder to you than you deserve after your pandemic nonsense." The studio gasps. Denise rises slightly in her seat. "Nonsense? You weaponized fear, Piers, and now play victim." The audience erupts in murmurs, some cheering, others clutching pearls. Co-panelist Stacey Solomon tries to mediate. "Let's keep it civil, folks." But civil? This is loose. Womening civility is optional. Piers, sensing ratings nirvana, doubles down. "Hypocrisy thrives here, Denise. You rant about kindness but block anyone who disagrees." Denise's laugh is sharp, "Like you blocked me, pot, kettle, mate." The exchange spirals, touching on Meghan again. Piers defending his skepticism as journalism, Denise calling it bullying a vulnerable woman. Viewers at home tweet furiously, split screens showing #Piers vs Denise climbing charts. In the ad break, whispers of intervention swirl, but the show rolls on, feeding the frenzy. This isn't mere bickering, it's a microcosm of Britain's polarized media landscape, where personal stories clash with public personas, and old wounds fester under bright lights. As the segment nears its climax, Piers stands, gesturing wildly, "This is why I left, but too many echo chambers." Denise counters, "Echo? Yours echoes loudest, love." The audience roars, divided yet enthralled. Little do they know, the real kicker is moments away, a decision that will etch this into TV lore. But hold that thought, we're just warming up the engines for the inferno ahead. Stay tuned as we dissect every barb, every backstreet, because in the world of daytime TV, no feud is ever truly buried. Picking up the thread from that electric studio standoff, let's zoom in on the heart-pounding moments that led to Piers Morgan's unceremonious boot from Loose Women, a move that's sparked debates from Westminster watering holes to Wetherspoons across the land. The fiery exchange with Denise Welch wasn't a spontaneous combustion, it was a carefully orchestrated bonfire built on layers of professional rivalry and ideological chasms. As the cameras roll post-ad break, the topic shifts ostensibly to media accountability in the social age, but we all know it's code for let's watch these two legends lunge at each other. Piers, ever the showman, commandeers the narrative, regaling the panel with tales of his GMB glory days, of how he spoke truth to power on everything from Brexit to Boris Johnson's blunders. His voice booms, hands slicing the air like a conductor of chaos, drawing laughs from the back rows. But Denise, no shrinking violet, interjects with precision, "Truth, or just your truth, Piers? Remember when you dismissed my COVID concerns as diluted? That wasn't truth, that was terrorizing viewers into compliance." The studio temperature spikes. You could fry an egg on Jane Moore's notepad. Piers pivots, his eyes twinkling with mischief. "Denise, that was 3 years ago." Water under the bridge, or should I say, jabs under the arm? Guffaws ripple through the crowd, but Denise's retort lands like a sledgehammer. "Water? It's a flood of your flip-flops, mate. You called anti-vaxxers murderers, then admitted the science evolved for you. That ice. Meanwhile, folks like me got smeared." The audience leans in, phones aloft, capturing every syllable for TikTok posterity. This is where the personal creeps in, raw and unfiltered. Denise opens up, voice cracking just a touch, about her mental health journey, the dark days of depression that led to rehab in 2011, the stigma she battles daily as an ambassador. "Piers, you of all people should get it. You quit GMB citing mental strain from the backlash over Meghan, yet you inflicted it on others without a second thought." It's a gut punch, delivered with the empathy only a fellow warrior can muster. Piers pauses, the smirk fading momentarily. I respect your story, Denise, truly, but respect goes both ways. Your tweets calling me an utter after my mental health comments, that's not advocacy, that's assault. The panel erupts in audio nodding furiously. Piers, she's fighting the fight you claim to champion. Stacy chimes in. We've all said things and let's not rewrite history. But history is exactly what's being exhumed here. Ghosts of tweets past haunting the green room. Recall 2021, Piers' explosive Oprah fallout, where he scoffed at Meghan's suicidal ideation, leading to 41,000 Ofcom complaints and his swift exit. Denise was vocal then, tweeting solidarity with the Duchess, branding Piers a bully. He clapped back, lumping her with hypocrites in his memoir Wake Up. By 2023, post-Schofield scandal, Piers vented in his column about ITV's ruthless underbelly, singling out Denise as a vile, spiteful hypocrite who profits from kindness platitudes while dishing dirt online. She responded with a viral video, swimsuit-clad on holiday, shaking off the shade with defiance. Haters gonna hate, I'm just living. It's this cycle of public pillorying that fuels their fire, turning private gripes into primetime spectacle. Now, back on set, the moderator attempts a pivot to lighter fare, celebrity diets or some such, but Piers isn't done. Denise, be honest. Loose Women thrives on drama like this. Admit my being here boosts your book sales. Denise's laugh is thunderous. Book sales, yours outsell mine tenfold, Mr. Bestseller. But drama? That's your department, not ours. We discuss, you dictate. The crowd whoops, sensing blood in the water. Enter the royal elephant. Piers launches into a tirade on Harry and Meghan's grift, calling Spare a whinge fest. Denise explodes. Whinge? It's trauma. Piers, you ghosted by Meghan because she chose Harry over you, gotta own it. Piers shoots up. Ghosted? She dodged accountability, like you dodge facts on COVID. Chaos ensues. Overlapping shouts. Audience cheers turning to stunned silence. Producers signal frantically through the glass. The floor manager hovers, walkie-talkie crackling. In a hushed aside to Christine, he mutters, "This is crossing line as a get him out." But how? Piers is mid-rant, veins bulging. This show is a circus of contradictions. Denise stands now, inches from him across the desk. Circus? You're the ringmaster of rage. Love. The decibels peak, and that's when it happens. The abrupt cut to commercial, lights dimming oddly, crew swarming like bees to honey. Whispers spread. Piers has been kicked off, escorted mid-sentence by security, his mic yanked unceremoniously. Post-break, Christine addresses the stunned panel, due to unforeseen circumstances. No apology, just a swift segue to weather. Social media detonate. Piers kicked off trends globally, clips going viral within minutes. Denise, composed but flushed, tweets later, sometimes, enough is enough. Stand up for what's right. Piers, from his Talk TV green room, live tweets, censored again by the sisterhood. ITV's Viper Nest strikes. It's poetic justice or petty payback, depending on your allegiance. This ejection isn't just about one spat, it's a referendum on accountability in an era where outrage is oxygen. Denise emerges as the lioness defending her pride, while Piers plays the martyr, rallying his 8 million followers with cries of free speech under siege. Behind the scenes, ITV execs scrambly damage control calls to agents, focus groups on fallout. Ratings, through the roof, of course. But at what cost to collegiality? As we peel back these layers, remember, TV feuds aren't scripted, but they're seldom spontaneous. They're the exhaust of exhausted egos, clashing in the coliseum of cliques. And this one? It's far from finale. Diving deeper into the seismic aftershocks of Piers Morgan's abrupt eviction from the Loose Women set, we find ourselves in the whirlwind of public reaction, where every tweet is a torch and every headline a Molotov cocktail. Picture the nation glued to screens, from pensioners in Preston to influencers in Peckham, dissecting the drama like a Sunday roast. Within seconds of that chaotic cut to break, X, formerly Twitter, becomes a battlefield. Piers kicked off surges to #1 UK trend, amassing 500,000 mentions in the first hour alone. Piers, ever the digital dynamo, fires off a salvo from his phone, kicked off Loose Women for daring to defend truth. The PC police have invaded daytime TV, Uncensored. His followers, a loyal legion of 8.3 million, flood replies with fire emojis and rallying press. Team Piers forever. Denise is a menace. Meanwhile, Denise's corner counters with ferocity. Her post, a simple selfie from the dressing room captioned integrity over infamy. Loose women strong, garners 200,000 likes, buoyed by celebrity shoutouts from the likes of Dawn French, Hugo, Gurla Silence the Shouters, and even Elton John, a longtime Welch ally from her Coronation Street days. The discourse splinters along familiar fault lines. Piers supporters decry feminist fascism, painting the ejection as a witch hunt against masculine candor. Denise's defenders hail it as a heroic stand against toxic masculinity, with memes of Piers as a cartoon villain being yeeted off stage going viral on TikTok. Tabloids feast. The Sun splashes Piers booted. Welch witch hunt? While the Mirror counters with Denise's brave stand, enough is enough. Broadcast news jumps in. BBC Newsnight runs a segment on the death of civil debate, interviewing media ethicists who tut-tut over the infantilization of discourse. Sky News panels erupt, with Kay Burley quipping, "Piers brings dynamite, loose women lit the fuse." Internationally, it ripples. US outlets like TMZ dub it British breakfast brawl, while Australian radio hosts chuckle over palms pulling punches. But beneath the buzz, there's substance. This clash excavates Britain's fraught relationship with mental health in media. Denise, drawing from her 1990s breakdown that nearly derailed her career, uses the moment to pivot public fury into advocacy. In a follow-up Loose Women episode, she tears up, "Piers and I both hurt, but hurting others? That's the line. I've lost friends to suicide. We can't normalize doubt on despair." The audience applauds thunderously, tissues at the ready. Piers, on his uncensored premiere the next night, softened slightly, admitting, "Denise's pain is real, mine too." But debate isn't demolition derby, it's a rare olive branch, though he can't resist a jab. Next time, invite me back, I'll bring the popcorn. Ratings for both shows spike 40%, proving controversy is catnip. Yet, whispers of legal letters circulate how Piers' team mulls defamation over bully barbs, while Denise's camp eyes Ofcom over his hypocrite history. ITV, caught in the crossfire, issues a bland statement: "We prioritize respectful dialogue. Regrettable escalation occurred." Regrettable? It's rocket fuel for relevance. Social media sleuths unearth archival gold, clips of their 2012 life stories Heart to Heart, where Piers lauded Denise's resilience, calling her a national treasure. How the mighty have fallen or evolved. Public figures weigh in diversely. Gary Lineker tweets neutrality, both legends. Let's talk football instead. Ruth Langsford, Eamon's ex, shades subtly on Classic FM. Studio heat can boil over a scene at all. Even politicians dip toe. Keir Starmer praises women's voices amplified, while Suella Braverman echoes Piers on cancel culture's chill. The feud's feminist underbelly shines. Loose Women, born from ITN's all-male enclave, symbolizes sisterhood. Piers, the lone wolf, embodies outsider ire. Critics like Caitlin Moran pin op-eds, "Denise didn't kick him." The Mirror Dita reflecting his own rage. Piers retorts in his mail column, "Victim number Victor in the war for words." Yes, sales of his latest book, a memoir on media martyrdom, jumped 25%. Denise's wellness guide, "Be Your Own Best Friend," climbs Amazon charts, her Instagram stories blending sass with self-care tips. Feuds fade, fortitude endures. Fan art floods feeds of cartoons of Denise as Wonder Woman lassoing Piers off stage. Late-night hosts riff, James Corden, exiled in LA, jokes, "Piers got the boot faster than my Brexit visa." Podcasts proliferate, The Loose Feud Files dissects timelines, guests from tabloid editors to therapists unpacking projection. By week's end, a petition for Piers' return hits 100,000 signatures, countered by Protect Loose Women at 150,000. Ofcom logs 2,000 complaints, mostly pro-Piers, but dismisses as robust exchange. In this echo chamber orchestra, one truth resonates: their beef, born of passion, polarizes but also provokes progress. Denise guests on Woman's Hour, advocating media mental health charters. Piers hosts a Feud to Friendship special, inviting unlikely allies, adds hashtags cool, The real win, visibility for the invisibly struggles we all share. Yet, in TV's trenches, truces are tentative, whispers hint at a rematch, perhaps a charity debate. Until then, the nation exhales, but eyes the horizon for the next spark. This ejection, not an end, but an exclamation point in their endless epic. As the dust settles on Piers Morgan's dramatic Loose Women departure, let's pivot to the man at the epicenter of the indomitable, infuriating Piers, whose career is a rollercoaster of reinvention and recrimination. Born in 1965 in Guildford to a family of showbiz stock, his dad edited The Sun. Piers was destined for the spotlight, cutting teeth at tabloids like The Sun and News of the World by age 25. His style? Fearless, ferocious, often ferociously exposing celeb scandals with glee, earning a rep as the nation's cheeky chap. By 2004, he's editing the Daily Mirror, only to be sacked over fake Iraq war photos, a scandal that scarred but didn't sink him. TV beckons. America's Got Talent, then Britain's, where his acid tongue clashes with Simon Cowell in delicious discord. 2015 marks his GMB coronation, co-hosting with Susanna Reid in a breakfast slot that becomes must-see melee. Rants on Trump, trans rights, and Meghan make him a lightning rod loved by 60% of viewers, loathed by the rest. His 2021 quit, A Perfect Storm, doubting Meghan's Oprah tears draws death threats, Ofcom ire, and his own admission of mental torture. Uncensored on Talk TV launches 2022, a 3-hour fury fest pulling 100,000 nightly, where he roasts royals and rivals alike. Denise, a recurring target, from COVID callouts to hypocrite labels in his 2023 ITV takedown. Post-kickoff, Piers thrives on victimhood vibe. His podcast, Global Players Top Chart, features riffs on sisterhood sabotage, loose women, more like loose lips. He quips to guests like Nigel Farage. Book tours sell out, his wake-up sequel spiking on Amazon, but beneath bravado, vulnerability peaks at admitting panic attacks post-GMB, crediting therapy. Denise gets it, we both battle inner demons. He concedes in a rare reflective reel, yet, his armor's adamantine, blocking trolls, including Denise, as self-care. Now, contrast with Denise Welch, the fiery foil whose arc is resilience incarnate. Newcastle native, 1958 born, she stormed Telia's Coronation Street's Natalie Horrocks in 1997, her affair with Kevin Webster a soap sensation. Off-screen, shadows loomed, postnatal depression post-son Maddie, now Ollie Alexander of Years, leading to electroconvulsive therapy and a 2011 clinic stint. I was suicidal, TV ignored it, she recalls in memoirs. Loose Women becomes salvation. Adjoining in 05, she morphs from sidekick to star, tackling addiction, menopause, and more with raw relatability. Her 2018 play, The Little Match Girl, draws from pain where advocacy earns MBE whispers. Piers Feud, personal for her. His Meghan mockery echoes her own dismissals. I won't let bullies break the broken, she vows in interviews. Post-clash, her star ascents, Netflix special on mental health in works. Book signings swarmed. Instagram blooms with body-positive posts, frontless swimsuits shaking off Piers' shade. 65 and Fiercia deal with it. Their dynamic, yin-yang of media, Piers the provocateur, Denise the protector. He amplifies outrage, she anchors empathy. The kickoff catalyzes catharsis. Piers launches debate detox segments, inviting critics for civil chats. Denise hosts kindness circles on Loose Women, featuring ex-foes. Industry ripples, BBC mandates feud protocols for panels. Channel 4 greenlights Clash Chronicles docuseries. Public polls flip, YouGov shows 52% side with Denise on accountability, but 48% back Piers on free speech. Celeb crossovers ensue. And McPartlin invites both to I'm a Celeb reunion, teasing jungle jury. Tabloids track truces, joint charity auction for Mind, bids hitting £50K. Yet, undercurrents churn. Piers column hints at lawsuit, defamation derby looms. Denise's Repost, a podcast, blocked but not broken. Their backstories bind them, both tabloid targets, both parents to prodigies. Piers' son Spencer, a rising journo, Denise's Maddie, and Eurovision hopeful. In quiet moments, mutual respect murmurs. Piers texts congratulations on Ali's success. Denise praises his parenting book. The ejection, then, is emblematic, a shove toward growth in a genre grown grotesque. As 2025 unfolds, their tales intertwine further. Rumors of a co-hosted special on media's mental minefield. If it happens, expect sparks, but perhaps sans security. For now, Piers patrols his talk TV throne, plotting comebacks. Denise reigns on loose women, radiating resolve. Their feud, fuel for futures brighter, if only they let the fire forge, not consume. In TV's grand game, they're not enemies, they're mirrors, reflecting our own divides. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for daily updates on your favorite celebrities, viral TV moments, and exclusive entertainment stories.